Coach, the team looked a lot better, obviously, in the second half. What were the changes that had to happen, both either formationally, but also in the lineup? Do you feel to be able to get the team the way they needed to play in that second half?
Yeah, but before we start to talk about the second half, to be honest, we have to talk about the first half, and we killed ourselves in the moments when we have the ball. So many situations where we easily lose the ball, then not the energy in the highest level in our counter press, our rest defense not in a good organization, and then the goals which we concede. This is then big mistakes from our side, from the whole team. It's not only individual, from the whole team. And then we changed a little bit our structure, then to play with two strikers and Emil as a 10, and then we tried everything in the second half. But to be honest, we have to learn immediately from our first half today.
Should we hear?
Good evening, Coach. This is my name is Willie Monroy from Willie 11 Sport from New York. What happened with the New York Red Bull tonight? I know it's DC United is a tough team, but something wrong with the New York.
Yeah, that's true, especially the first half. So we started, I would say, the first couple of minutes very dominant. We have a lot of situations, the ball, but then the final pass when we went in the final third, we didn't play forward, and it was not aggressive enough in our runs. It was not aggressive enough in our passing forward, and after that, then to lose the ball. This is what I said directly after the first question, what I answered. And then it's difficult then when DC United against a good team, especially in their transition moments, and the goal which we concede, the first goal, we can clear the situation very, very clean and very aggressive in these moments. We didn't do that. Then the second goal which we concede, second post, and not strong enough, not in the duel in our box defending. And this is what we have to learn in general, our principles in all phases, especially. This is what we have seen in the first half, and this was not good. And the mentality in the second half was good. Yeah, when we talked about the second half, then we tried everything. We had some moments where we can also create more chances when we are especially on the side with our crosses and our aggressive runs in the box position. But this is what we have to learn. And a good, the good point is that we have the next week directly a next home game and to show our principles at the beginning till the end.
Next, go to Michael.
Coach, just looking at some past results, lost tonight against DC United, who's been struggling out the gate. Lost to New England, who you guys are the first win of the season. The wins, Nashville, who you guys dominated them, and they're higher than you right now. Chicago, you were the first time that they'd ever lost on the road. Does New York have an issue right now of playing down to competition?
No, we don't have an issue about that. We have to think about in general what we need in our principles, what we need in our energy level, and in our intensity. This is what we need, and so this is now our third lost game this season. This was in the first game in Cincinnati. Then we lost against New England. Now, first home game which we lost today against DC United. This is what we have to learn. The last two games we got 4 points, but at the end, when we are talking about this game, especially in the first half, this is what we have to talk in general, not only for this game, in general, what we need in our principles.
Next, go to Andres.
Hey, Coach. Talk about Cameron Harper after coming back from the injury. How is his performance?
Who?
Cameron Harper.
Yeah.
After coming back from the injury, how you?
Yeah, it was good. He's an important player for us, especially with his runs, with his speed, and was a little bit unlucky because then the injury of Dylan Nealis, then we have to move his position then as a right back, and but for the first game now in the starting lineup after his injury was okay.
Next, go to Roger.
Hi, Coach. What did you say to the team at halftime?
Yeah, it was not very emotional at the end, to be honest. It was more to change the structure and in our tactical point. To believe, that's also then important when you are down 2-0, to believe that we are able. And it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago against Chicago, so it was 1-0 for Chicago, and we changed the result. And this is what our message was from the mental side in the halftime, but most of the time we talked about our tactical points, about the tactical structure which we changed.
Next, we go to Gary.
Hey, Coach, you talked about principles, of course, and trying to adapt to them. But for the last couple of games, we see those principles fall flat. What is it? What's with the team? Is something missing? It has to do with personnel, has to do with mental errors, what the case may be. Because for a team like yours, that is obviously better than what you see on paper, that's why you play the games. But I'm seeing the same mistakes over and over again. So the question is, what would you have to do during your training to translate into what's on the field? I know that's very difficult.
Yeah.
But from the fans' eye, this is simply not good enough.
Yeah, but we have also now to be careful. We have to be careful now because the last home game, this was our first home game which we lost in the season. But I agree that we are not satisfied, especially with the first half. But we can do. But I don't want to make now a big mistake and only to think about and to talk about now a big picture. Oh, we have so many problems or something like that. No, it's very simple at the end to change. But we have to talk tomorrow what we need. That's clear. And then the whole trainings week but we practice all our principles during the trainings week, and they showed also the last trainings week very well. And this is what we need. But when it's match day, then when you make easy mistakes and then directly to be ready in our counter press, this is what we need. This is the energy. This is our principle. This is the intensity. So you can do mistakes. I'm pretty sure last season we did do the same mistakes at the end. We did do the same mistakes in home games or on the road. But this is what we directly need when we are doing the mistakes, when we lose the ball easily. So, and then directly in our counter press to be ready, to be very, very aggressive. This is what we need. So, and then I'm pretty sure, and we have seen this in this season as well in so many games. So, but in this first half, we are very disappointed. I'm very frustrated about that, to be honest. And yeah, we know about how important the game was today for our supporters as well. So, but sometimes that can happen, but we have to come back, and we have to come back stronger. That's our job.
Next, go to Daniel Uribe.
How you doing, Sandro? Any potential update on Dylan Nealis, who left the game in the first half?
I don't know. We will see. So we will check him tomorrow, and then I can give you an update during the next week. But now, at this moment, I don't know.
Everyone, we have time for 2 more questions with Coach. First, we'll go to Andres.
Hey, Coach, do you think the referee at the first half, any comments about the referee performance affect any of the games?
No.
Of the results?
No, I don't want to waste my time about that because this was not a reason today, the referee or something like that. We have to talk about our behavior, our principles, but not to talk about the referee today. No.
And then finally, we'll go right over here.
Hey, Coach, Gene Barbieri from Centerfield Marist. I was wondering, you talked about aggression levels, and you talked a lot about the first half. At the end of the second half, final 15 minutes or so, there were lots of open opportunities in the middle of the pitch. I was wondering, how can you address that moving forward, the missed opportunities coming from the middle of the field in front of the net?
Yeah, of course, when you are down 2-1 in the last 10-15 minutes, but then you have to play clean and to play very fast. This is what we need, and especially then also in the first half when it's 0-0. And so when you make the mistakes, what I said, and the last 15 minutes, I would say we had then a lot of moments, especially on the side, and then you have to go with all your confidence then in these 1-against-1, or to bring the ball in the box and then to be ready in our box positions, to be ready then in our rest defense and when we lose the ball, and this is then was not good today.